Hello everyone, a very good morning. Let me just check if I am live and if the audio is clear. Okay. Hello everyone, a very good morning. Yes, I am live and the audio is also absolutely clear. A very warm welcome to the class everyone. I hope आप सब बिल्कुल बिल्कुल ठीक है. I really hope you guys are doing really well. A very good morning from my side, all of you. So guys, जैसा कि आप देख सकते हैं, you can see it up on your screen. The topic of today's discussion is going to be the Pallava dynasty. चलिए, before we start, let me just tell you what all are we expecting from today's lecture. Sorry. Okay. So guys, we have covered almost all of northern India, right? We covered Guptas, we covered the Vadhan Empire, Mauryas, we covered the Shakas, the Satavahanas, the Indo-Greeks. We have covered quite a lot, right? And then we shifted on to the South Indian dynasties. We covered the Cholas, right? The Cholas were done. This we have completed. And now we move on to the Pallava dynasty. So if you all remember, I had told you that there were various dynasties and some of them were very important dynasties that have ruled over the southern Indian part of India. Which dynasties were these? We have the Pallavas, Cholas, Cheras, Chalukyas, right? Pandyas. These are some of the very important dynasties that have ruled over South India. Okay. We have covered Cholas, guys. Cholas has been done. We will now be focusing on the Pallava dynasty. Okay. So chaliye, without any further ado, let's start. And before I start, I would request everyone to like the video, share it with your friends, and also subscribe to the channel, guys, because it will be really important for us. And also I would request everyone to join the Telegram group. The link has been given in the description box itself. Now, why is it important for you to join this group? Because this is where you will get updates regarding the classes. And most importantly, what you will also get is, apart from the updates, you will also get the notes. और जो भी हम PDF format में upload करते हैं, यहाँ पे जो भी हम files upload करते हैं, उसका PDF format जो है वो आपको वहाँ पे मिल जाएगा, which will really make it easy for you to prepare your for your exams. चलिए, let's start then. Let's talk about the time period of the Pallava dynasty. So the time period is actually from the 4th century. They started from the 4th century and they were able to reach its peak, or they were able to reach the zenith of the empire in the 7th century AD and ruled for over 500 years. Okay? Now, why are they so important? They are important because of their contribution to architecture, particularly rock cut architecture, sculpture, and they are the ones who could be considered as the founder of the culture of the Southeast Asian India. Okay, Southeast Asia के जो culture है उसके लोग founder हो सकते हैं. So what have we learned? The time period is from the 4th to the 7th century AD. Alright. They ruled for almost 500 years. And lastly, they are known for their temple architecture. Most of the rulers are known for their temple architecture. There are other contributions also that we will be talking about in detail. Okay, chaliye, let's move ahead and let's get to know some of the important facts about the Pallavas. Now, as far as the founder is concerned, we don't really have any conclusive evidence, or we don't really know it for sure as to who was the founder of the empire. All right, but usually it is attributed to this person called Simha Vishnu. So usually it is believed that Simha Vishnu was the founder of the empire. Okay, now who is considered as the greatest ruler? Mahendra Varman is considered as the greatest ruler. You know why? Because of his architectural and literary achievements. He was the one who can be considered as the pioneer of rock cut architecture in India. Particularly, it was with him that it started. Now, what was their capital? Kanchipuram was their capital, and some very important temples like the Shore Temple at Mahabalipuram, Kanchi Kailashnathar Temple at Kanchipuram. These are some of the famous temples which have been constructed by the Pallavas. I will be talking about this in my later part of the lecture, where I'll be talking about the architecture. I'll be talking about all of these particular temples, the facts about them, their construction style, their architecture, everything will be done in details. All right, let me know if you have any doubts in any of these two slides. Please let me know if there's anything you don't understand. In these two slides. चलिए, okay, आगे बढ़ते हैं. Now let's talk about a little bit of the political history of the Pallavas. Now there are various theories about the political history of Pallavas as to how this dynasty came into being. There are various theories. Okay, the first theory is that they are actually a group or tribe from the Parthian branch. Parthians were basically those who lived in Iran, and later on they migrated to South India. Now, if you are familiar with your class 11th history, you would know that Parthians were basically a branch or a group of a branch of people who were ruling Iran during the Roman Empire. In fact, Parthians and Sasanians were considered to be the staunch and the greatest enemies of the Roman Empire, because they have inflicted a lot of crushing defeat over the mighty Roman Empire. Okay, that's theory one, that there were some people who lived in these are basically people who lived in Iran. They were a group of Parthians and they migrated from there to South India. That's theory one. Now some say that they were indigenous society only. They were indigenous dynasty, means they were part of India only. Fine. And they did gain power in South India, and they were basically a mixture of different tribes, and these different tribes came together and founded or formed what is known as the Pallava dynasty. Okay? Another theory states that they are basically people from Naga origin, and they were the first one to settle in Tondai Mandalam near Madras. Now, if you remember my earlier lectures over Chola Empire, you would know that Tondai Mandalam basically means southern part of Tamil Nadu. So these people were actually considered to be, descendants from the Naga tribe, and they were the ones who initially settled in Tondai Mandalam and eventually gained power and became the rulers and became the dynasty of Pallava. So we have done three theories here. One is that they were basically Parthians, ठीक है. The second is that they were group of tribe. And third is that they belong to the Naga tribe. Okay. These are the various important theories. Let's move ahead. We have some more theories. Let me just finish the theory and then we can clear some doubts together. So, another theory is that they are descendant of a Chola prince and a Naga princess of Manipallavam, which is an island off the coast of Sri Lanka. Alright. So, there are some people who say that a Chola king and a Chola prince and a Naga princess of Manipallavam, they got married, and the offspring that they had, they were the ones who basically laid the foundation of the Pallava dynasty. Now, last theory that we have is that the Pallavas were actually feudatories, or basically Samant or chief minister of Satavahanas, and once the Chola empire, once the Satavahanas had declined, they were the ones who had gained power. Okay, I've already told you that the time period of their ruling is from 4th century to the 7th century AD. Okay, now contemporary to the Pallavas, fine, contemporary to the Pallavas, we have 3 other kingdoms as well. So we have the Chalukyas who are in the Badami area, we have the Pandavas in the Madurai area, and then we have the Pallavas in the Kanchipuram. So sorry, not 3, but there are 2 contemporary powers who are ruling at the same time as compared to the Pallavas. So we have the Chalukyas in the Badami area, and then we have the Pandyas in the Madurai area. Alright, so let me know if you have any doubts here, if there's anything you don't understand about the history of the Pallavas. The live chat is open, guys. You can always put in your doubts there. Just take a look at all the theories and let me know if there's anything you don't understand. We will definitely take it up. Okay, chaliye. Let's move ahead and let's talk about the extent of the Pallava dynasty. Now, as you can see here, I have put in a map. You can see the extent. This pink area, let me change the pen color. Okay, can you see this pink area, guys? This pink area आप देख सकते हैं. मैंने इसको भी just गोल किया है. Alright, this pink area is basically the extent of the Pallava dynasty. Fine. Let's take a look at their extent. Let's take a look at how this worked. So their capital is where, guys? The capital is Kanchipuram. We already know that. Fine. Now, when they were at the height of their powers, their empire was extending from northern Andhra Pradesh to the river Kaveri in the south. Okay. So they basically start from here. Alright, somewhere here, and their empire extends up to the southern river, to the river Kaveri, which is in the southern part of India. Okay, now during the 7th century, the Cholas were reduced to a marginal state by the authority of the Pallavas. So Pallavas were really very strong, fine, and they literally reduced the Chola dynasty, which was supposed to be a great dynasty, a huge dynasty, a big dynasty. They've been reduced to just, marginal state, or someone, who existed along with the Pallavas and the small kingdoms. Fine. Vatapi, which is Badami, which was occupied by the Chalukyas, they also were defeated by the Pallava king Narasimhavarman. So the Chalukyas have also been defeated. Okay. Now, but we have to understand here that even though certain groups and certain dynasties can be enemies, when they're fighting against the common enemy, they do unite their forces. So we have this rebellion, or you can say a revolt of Kalbra. Now, what is Kalbra? Kalbra was basically a group of peasants, you can say, who were protesting against the numerous land grants of Brahmadaya which were being given to the Brahmins. Fine. And they were completely against this extensive donation, extensive expenditure, and that is why they revolted, or they rebelled against the rulers. And hence the Chalukyas, the Pandyas and the Pallavas, they all three joined their forces together, and all three together crushed the rebellion. Okay. So, alright, what have we learnt? We have learned that the capital of Pallavas was in Kanchipuram. The empire extended from Andhra Pradesh in the northern side to the river Kaveri in the south. Fine. They had also defeated the Cholas, and they had also defeated the Chalukyas, but combined their forces together to defeat the common enemy, which is the Kalbraha, the rebellion of Kalbraha. Okay. Let me know if you have any doubts here. Just take a look at all the points. Let me know if there's anything you don't understand, and then we'll move on to the next part of the chapter. Is there anything you don't understand, guys? Please let me know. Take a look at all the points. Sorry guys, I need to have water, or मैं glass लाना भूल गई हूँ. So I'll have it with this huge bottle only. Okay, let's move ahead then. Now we will be talking about some of the most important rulers of the Pallava dynasty and their contributions. What all have they done? Fine. Now, the first ruler that we have to talk about is Sivika. Okay, the first ruler that we have to talk about is Sivakas Nanda Varman. Okay. He is greatest among the early rulers, from those who started ruling from the 4th century AD, and obviously he was a Hindu and he followed Brahminical traditions and Vedic sacrifices like Ashwamedha Yagya, etc. Okay. Next we have Simhavarman. Now he was a Buddhist, fine, and he was the one who basically made Sri Lanka a part of their empire. So I think the Pallavas are very much responsible for spreading the rule of India, or spreading the rule of the Pallava dynasty beyond the Indian subcontinent. So Simhavarman is responsible for that. He defeated the contemporary Tamil rulers. जितने भी समकालीन Tamil rulers थे वो ruling at the same time, he had completely defeated them. Alright. And Pallava history assumes a definite character What do you mean by this, that they assume a definite character? It is only after his rule that the Pallava history or the Pallava dynasty has been consolidated. Now they know that no one is strong enough to defeat them, or that no one is strong enough to uproot them, या कोई उनको हरा नहीं सकेगा, या कोई उनको इधर उधर नहीं कर सकेगा, ठीक है, no one will be able to do anything like that. Fine. So that is known as your Simhavarman. That is what is the contribution of Simhavarman. He was the one after whose reign the empire got consolidated. Okay. Let's do a few more and then we can clear some doubts together. Now let's talk about Mahendra Varman. Mahendra Varman has been considered as the greatest ruler of the Pallava dynasty. Let's take a look at his contributions. What all has he done? He succeeded Simha Vishnu, obviously, who was his father. Okay. And then he was a poet. He has also composed Vichitra Chita and Mahavilasa Prashansa. These are two books which have been composed by him. He is also known as the pioneer, guys, of rock cut architecture. Initially, he was a Jain who later converted to Shaivism. And he had this ongoing battle, ongoing rivalry with Pulkeshin II of the Chalukya dynasty. In fact, he died in the battle while he was fighting Pulkeshin II. Okay. So these are some of his major contributions that he has given. What all contribution? He is the greatest ruler, pioneer of rock cut architecture. He was a Jain, but he later converted to Shaivism. He had this ongoing rivalry with Chalukyan king Pulkeshin II, and finally he died in the battle itself. And he was a great patron of art and literature because he himself has composed books like Mahavilasa Prashansa and Vichitra Charita. Okay, chaliye. Let's move ahead. Let's just let me know if you have any doubts in these two slides, and then we can move ahead. Any doubts, anything that you might not have understood? The live chat is open, guys. Please do take a look. Alright, now we will be talking about another very important ruler whose name is Narasimhavarman. Let's see what all contributions he had done. So obviously he was the son and successor of Mahendra Varman, okay, and he is known by different names like Narasimhavarman, Mahamala or Mamala, and he is also the one who will be building some beautiful temples, जिनके बारे में हम आगे अभी बात करेंगे. We will be talking about these temples in the later part of the lecture. Alright. Now, he took his revenge. His father was defeated, or basically his father was killed by fighting the Chalukyan king Pulkeshin II. So, he made sure that he defeated and killed Pulkeshin II in a battle in 642. And then he took control of Vatapi, which was actually controlled by the Chalukyan kings. And then he also took the title of Vatapi Konda, which basically means destroyer of the Vatapis, ruler of Vatapi, king of Vatapi, like that. Fine. Apart from the Chalukyas, he had also defeated the Cholas, Cheras, and the Pandyas. So all important dynasties which I had mentioned in the beginning of my lecture, who were ruling in the South India, have all been defeated by Narasimhavarman. After this, he expanded, or he started his naval expedition to Sri Lanka and reinstated the Sinhalese prince Mani Varma. Now, when we are talking about reinstated, we mean that we do not mean that Mani Varma was given all the power. Absolutely not. That could not have happened. Mani Varma was reinstated as the ruler, but he would be ruling in whose name? He would be ruling in the name of Narasimhavarman. Absolutely. He would be considering Narasimhavarman as the ruler, as the original ruler, and he would be ruling under the suzerainty of Narasimhavarman. Alright. Now, he also founded the city of Mamalapuram or Mahabalipuram, which was named after him. Now, Huon Tsang was a Chinese Buddhist pilgrim. I'm sure you're aware about who Huon Tsang is. He visited the Pallava dynasty during the reign of Narasimhavarman, and he has described that people were living very happy and content. They were not just happy, they were economically very happy as well, because there was abundance of agricultural produce. Okay. Apart from all of these above contributions, Narasimhavarman was also responsible for patronizing saints like Appar, Sambandar, Surandarar. He patronized these saints. They were basically Alvars and Nayanar saints who were followers of Vishnu and Shiva. They were pioneers of Bhakti movement in South India. So he was the one who basically patronized them, who supported them. Alright. So what all have we learned about Narasimhavarman? He was the son of Mahendravarman. He defeated Pulkeshin II. He took the title of Vatapi Konda. He defeated the Cheras, Pandyas and the Cholas as well. He reinstated Mani Varman to Sri Lanka, but obviously it was under his rulership. He founded towns like Mahabalipuram or Mallapuram, and then when Huon Tsang visited him, he made sure to mention that the people were really happy because there was a lot of agricultural abundance, and he was succeeded by his son Mahendravarman II. Okay, and we will be talking about him in the later rulers part. Let me know, guys, if you have any doubts here. If there's anything you've not understood, you can definitely let me know here. Anything that you might not have understood, you can please let me know. Okay, moving ahead. Let's talk about the later rulers. So we have spoken about the important rulers, guys, like Narasimhavarman, Mahendravarman. These are some important rulers who have made some major contributions. And now we'll talk about the later rulers of the Pallava dynasty. So after Mahendravarman, his son Parmeshwaravarman became the king. Alright, but maybe he was not strong enough because it was during his time that Kanchipuram was occupied by the Chalukya kings. Nipatunga was an important king who defeated the Pandya kings. So again, we have another ruler. We have another Pallava ruler who was Nipatunga, and he was the one who defeated the Pandya king. And the last ruler of the Pallava dynasty was actually known as Aparajit Varman, who was killed in a battle with the Cholas. Okay. So after Mahendra Varman, we have his son Parmeshwara Varman. He was obviously not strong enough because it was during his reign that Kanchipuram, which is the capital of the Pallavas, was actually occupied by the Chalukyas. Then we have Nipatunga, who was the next ruler, and he defeated the Pandya king. And the last ruler was Aparajit Varman, who was killed in a battle with the Cholas. Alright. So that's what we have done today. Now we have a lot more to cover in this particular section, guys, in this particular chapter. We will be covering about the society and culture, we will be covering about religion, we will be covering about languages, architecture. Architecture is going to be this really interesting chapter, really interesting part that we will be covering. Alright. So what all have we done today? Let's take a quick revision of it. So we started talking about the Pallava dynasty. I told you about the various other dynasties which have ruled over South India. We have Cholas, Cheras, Chalukyas, and we have the Pandyas who have ruled over who have ruled over southern Indian states. Okay? Then we started talking about the Pallavas. We learned that they ruled from the 4th to the 7th century AD, ruled for almost 500 years, and they are best known for their temple architecture. Let's talk about the important facts. What all have we got to know? That we don't know about their founder as such, but it is usually attributed to Simha Vishnu. The capital was at Kanchipuram, and one of their greatest achievements is the rock-cut temple. Fine. And they have some famous temples like the Kailashnathar temple, the Shore temple at Kanchipuram. All these are important rock-cut temples, which is actually the contribution that the Pallavas have made to the architecture to the rock-cut architecture. Then we got to know about some important political history. So some say they are basically descendants of the Parthians, so later moved to South India. Some say that they were a group of indigenous tribe who got together to basically form the Pallava dynasty. Then some say they are descended from the Naga tribe who combined themselves together to form the Pallava dynasty. Some say that they are descendants of Chola prince and Naga princess of Mani Pallavam, and who were living in an island off the coast of Sri Lanka. So that is another theory. And the next theory is that they were basically feudatories of the Satavahanas, and once the Satavahanas declined, they have become really, really important, and they become the rulers of South India. Okay. Then we learnt about the extent of the empire. So the capital was at Kanchipuram, guys. The empire extended from Andhra Pradesh in the north to the Kaveri river in the south. Okay. Vatapi, which was actually under the Chalukyas, were later occupied by the Pallavas because they defeated them. But all the three powers, which is the Pandyas, the Chalukyas, the Pallavas, they joined their forces together when they had to fight against the common enemy, which is the Kalbhra rebellion. Then we got to know about some of the important rulers. We got to know about Sivakasananda Varman. We got to know about Simha Varman. Then we got to know about Mahendra Varman, who is considered as the most important ruler. He is the one who introduced, he is the pioneer of rock-cut architecture. Fine. He was a Jain who converted to Shaivism. He was a great patron of art and literature, himself composed a few books, and he died in fighting Pulkeshin II of the Chalukya dynasty. Then we have Narasimha Varman, who has a lot of contributions up his sleeves. So what all has he done? First of all, he defeated Pulkeshin II, took the title of Vatapi Konda. He founded towns like Mamalapuram or Mahabalipuram. Okay. He reinstated Mani Varma to be the king of Sri Lanka, but obviously in his name. He supported the Bhakti saints like Appar Sambandar and Surandarar, and he also was known by different names like Narasimha Varman, Mahamalla, or Mahamalla or Mamala, These are some of the names which he had. And then we got to know about the later rulers. So we have Mahendravarman II. Now after him we have Parmeshwara Varman. It was during his reign that the Chalukya kings occupied the capital of Pallavas. Okay. Then we have Nipatunga. He again defeated the Pandya kings. And lastly we have Aparajit Varman, who is the last ruler of the Pallava dynasty. Alright. So guys, this is where we will stop. आज की क्लास हम यहीं पे एंड करेंगे बिकॉज वी डोंट वॉन्ट टू बर्डन यू विद अ लॉट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन. सो वी विल डू दिस इन पार्ट. इन द नेक्स्ट पार्ट आई विल बी फिनिशिंग विद द पल्लवा डायनेस्टी बिकॉज आई विल बी टॉकिंग अबाउट द सोसाइटी, culture, language, religion, and most importantly I'll be talking about their architecture because we've been going on and on and on about the fact that they are known for their architecture. Isn't it? देखा जाए तो हम ये बार बार बोल रहे हैं कि ये तो जाने ही अपने आर्किटेक्चर के लिए जाते हैं. ठीक है. सो बिफोर आई लीव आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट एवरीवन टू जॉइन द टेलीग्राम चैनल. द लिंक हैज़ बीन गिवन इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स. लिंक भी दिया है, स्कैन कोड भी दिया हुआ है, तो आप डेफिनेटली ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं यहाँ पे. ठीक है. और सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ यहाँ पे ये होगी कि आपको क्लासेस के रिगार्डिंग तो अपडेट्स मिलेंगी ही मिलेंगी. आपको जो नोट्स हैं, जो हम फाइल अपलोड करते हैं, जो नोट्स अपलोड करते हैं, वो आपको PDF फॉर्मेट में मिल जाएंगे. फाइन. बिफोर यू ऑल लीव मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करूँगी कि चैनल को लाइक करें, वीडियो को लाइक करें, शेयर करें अपने दोस्तों के साथ, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब ज़रूर करें, बेल नोटिफिकेशन ऑन करें. प्लीज़ डू प्रेस द बेल नोटिफिकेशन ऑन बिकॉज दिस इज़ वेयर यू विल गेट अपडेट्स. ऑलराइट. Press the bell notification because whenever we come online you should be updated that yes we are live. Also drop in a comment if there's something you liked. If there's something you didn't like, then also you can drop in a comment on us. We will definitely want to improve. So before you all leave, do subscribe to the channel, guys. It would really mean a lot to us. All right. So thank you so much for joining me here, guys. It was an absolute pleasure to have you all, to see you all, being a part of this lecture, being a part of my teaching, and thank you so much for watching. It was an absolute pleasure to have you all. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. See you all. Bye-bye. If there's any doubt still, you can please put it in the live chat. मैं अभी लास्ट के 2 मिनट और ले रही हूँ. मुझे बताइए if you have any doubts in whatever we have done. We can definitely take it up once again. The live chat is open. If there's any doubt, you can definitely ask. Okay. Alright, guys. I think I'll end the session. Thank you so much for joining. See you all. Thank you. Take care.